Hello and welcome to another promising session of our chat program, the Wisertalk. My guest today is a very unique individual engaged in a very aspiring and shall I call it a morally high profession. Mr. Prabhu P, known universally by his first name only, is the Senior Vice President of Business at Samunnati, which is a financial intermediation and services company based out of Chennai. It has a pan-India presence in the rural, especially the agri sector, where it is engaged in bridging the gap between the formal agri-financing institutions and the end beneficiary, which is the farmer. His life's work is to light the way for the small and marginal farmers to come to the formal agri-financing scenario and, such as the banks, and reap the benefits of this vast opportunity waiting to be tapped. Mr. Prabhu has earlier worked with leading banks and finance institutions such as the ICICI Bank, Ashok Leyland Finance, etc. As you can see, his 2.5 decades of hands-on experience in the rural heartland of India makes him a stalwart in the domain of agri-finance, with deep first-hand knowledge of every nitty-gritty and every small detail in this vast sector. We are fortunate to have him with us today to gain insight into the process and procedures of agricultural finance and its evolution over the past many decades. Welcome back after the break, Prabhu.
Yes.
And you really have got me fired up for all the, the new processes and rather, if I may call it, the evolution of this financing process in the rural sector of India. And you did give us some very good inputs as to how the new processes have been devised, new policy changes have been made to ease up the whole stranglehold of, bureaucratic procedures and make agricultural credit available to a much, much larger, number of farmers in our country. But one new thing which I want to touch upon in this session is about technology. Nowadays, everything, you go anything, do anything at all, any problem, the panacea seems to be technology. Whatever is the problem in whichever field, people will talk about technology, how to, with a new device, with a new app, with a new system, with a new software or something, technology helps us to connect, to do things more efficiently, to do things more appropriately, to do things in a more accurate fashion and all that. Now, agriculture and agricultural credit being such a huge field, I suppose technology would have had a big role or some significant role at least in furthering our efforts to reach out to more farmers, to make the processes simpler, and therefore to attract more farmers towards the institutionalized loaning systems. Can you give us some idea? Can you talk to us about some areas or some ways in which technology has really improved the scenario?
It's going to be a very big thing on the technology front. It's booming like anything. So agtech companies, so they are giving solutions to farmers and other stakeholders in that particular value chain in each and every step, from the land, what they can grow there, what type of seeds they can grow on the weather conditions. From there, on the output side, how much yield can be given, and on the logistics side, and on the sales side, that is the agri e-commerce. So, and in each step, technology companies going to play a major role. Already many new agtech companies, they are giving a very, very good solutions to the farmers. For example, I would say there are agtech companies who like our, for example, like Swiggy or other e-commerce thing. There are companies where farmers, they can go and select the inputs or fertilizers which can be delivered to their doorsteps. So those things have started. So previously they have to go to the market, discuss with the dealers and identify what are the good things for a particular crop and all. Then they have to procure. It will take time also. Here, people who have access to the smartphone and all, they can browse it, check various type of inputs, what are the inputs, and they can also see the reviews like we are seeing in the other thing, and then they can select and they can get access to those products. There it starts. And there are some agtech companies are there where on the dairy sector, I would say on the dairy sector, they can like a e-commerce site of they can sell cattle in that app. They can take a photo and they can details and they can put a price.
Both buying and selling.
Buying and selling, it will happen in the digital mode.
Correct. And also, Manish, just because we are talking of e-commerce.
Yeah.
So apart from selecting and getting your preferred product or selling your good product and all that, obviously, the payment can also become digital and instant.
Yes.
Because that is what e-commerce sites are about. Instant payment, then quick delivery, and so so that's one aspect of technology, if I may say, that transacting business has become much easier. It has become within your grip, inside your mobile phone, at your home or on your farm and all that. So that is definitely a big convenience. It saves time, gives you more accuracy and efficiency. That is there. Any other way by which technology, and not just in terms of apps or software, but I suppose in doing the activities, the cultivation activities, also a lot of technological advantage or technical engineering advantages, etc., have come about.
So in that there are agtech companies who guide them the usage of water, how much they can use, they should not go, how much they can use for a fertilizer, so those type of guidelines has been given by the various tech companies, and farmers now they are getting access to that. And for the farm equipments or for farm implements, for them now there is no need for them to own also. They can hire and they can use at the competitive rate.
So
that we are hiring our cab, like in Ola, we are hiring the cab. So now they can also hire a tractor or other agri implements, and they can use at the competitive rate.
Oh, so this model is also there. This usage model rather than owning model. Yes. Oh, this I really didn't know about this. Okay. So that must be a big leap forward in technological competence, technological capabilities. Yes. Oh, this is news to me, and this is very good. Welcome news, in fact. So the farmers can actually save a lot of money in this way.
Time and money.
Knowledge also. And also the tractor owner, he will have more work to do, because he's doing not only in his own field, he's going to other fields and doing the work also. So he also has a handful of work. Okay.
Idle time will be reduced. The tractor idle time will be reduced.
Idle time will be reduced. Yes.
More productivity.
Yeah. And on the question of technology, I'll just ask further question that we'll all understand that developing technology itself is not enough. You have a solid some app or system or whatever you have, and that's not enough. It has to be implemented. The technology has to be adopted. Now, see, in this agri credit or agri financing whole scenario, there are two sides. One is the banks, the other NBFC lenders, One is the farmers who are very small. Now, I just want to ask your opinion based on your experience on the field, is that are the rural lending institutions, not the urban ones, the rural small lending institutions, are they investing in the adoption of technology?
Yes.
Because that also takes money, and substantial amount of money, I will say. And there are the usual problems of you invest money, you adopt something, and then the technology changes, and that becomes of no value, etc. So are they really, there is investment in technology in the rural space?
Yes, in the rural space, one, if you see on the lending side, lot of many NBFCs and other finance institutions, they are doing lot of investment on the development of the software, because what the software is only for the convenience purpose. So how we can simplify the things. So unless an institution develop those things, there will be an initial investment, but if you see the return in long run, it would be humongous.
Yes, that is sure. And also I feel, it just came to my mind, that if some others are doing it, and if you are not doing it, then you fall behind in competition.
Yeah.
Obviously, the guys will go to the convenient place, not to us. Yeah. Means if we don't adopt it. So that becomes almost a precondition for doing business in the rural areas. Achha, the other side of it, to consume that technology, to adopt that technology, also on the farmer side, some investment is required, I would say.
Yeah.
At least, at the very least, you need a smartphone. You can't do with a, nowadays also there are certain things you can do with a non-smartphone, a keypad phone also. But by and large, we can say that smartphone is required. Maybe you need, data. You need connectivity and all that. What is the scenario like when you travel in the rural areas?
So many people, if you see, they have access to the smartphone, or a person, if you go interior, people, each one of them, they won't own a smartphone, but there will be a shop, there will be a key person, or there will be a business correspondent. They own a smartphone, and they help other people to use those technology and get the benefits.
So they use their smartphone, almost like a home business. Yes. Like others will come and he'll do it on their behalf.
Yes, it's
so there are so many models of income. Yeah, so many ways.
Yeah.
A guy who has smartphone in a village where very few others have it. Yeah. So you mean that the people will come to their phones instead of going to the bank? Correct. Or the fertilizer company? Yes. He'll simply go to his house and probably he'll do the work for them and charge a small fee.
Yes. So there only the support of a self-help group,
yes,
or the farmer producer company support is required. So if there is a farmer producer company, they have a team member, they have a members, they will have office. We can go, it's its own company. At any point of time, we can go there and he can take a guidance on the new things on the digitization, and he can discuss freely with his own member farmers.
Yes. So yes, that. But do you see a lot of actual adoption of technology or consumption of technology in the rural area?
In Samunnati, we are investing a lot on the technology front, and we are collecting the data of the farmers through the FPO, and we are working closely towards them and how we can increase the value for them.
Yes.
Those things we are investing usually on the farmer producer company and on the individual member farmers. From the input side and both on the output side. So where we are creating a e-commerce platform where farmers or FPOs, they can place their produce, and we also support agri enterprises. We onboard them on the buyer side, and we are doing a market linkage between the farmer producer company and to the agri enterprises. So directly a person in the agri enterprises in North India, for example, you say in Delhi or in Ludhiana, you can get the access produce of the farmer or the farmer producer company in our site. Type of
Yeah,
things we are
because when
developing and we are
technology is there, then distance is nothing.
Yes.
That is there. Yeah. Acha, one obvious follow-up question is, much as technology has come and benefited, as you're saying, there must be some areas in which technology still has not come, or some systems which can be improved by technology, but it has still not happened. So when you look at the future of this whole agri financing, scenario, the whole picture, the canvas, do you see there are certain gaps where technology can come in future or very quickly and plug the gaps and make the process even more simpler?
Yeah, in this space, one space where technology still it has to develop on the in the warehouse funding and on the logistics side.
Okay.
And so, for example, if the fresh vegetables, things and all, so they have to move the goods in a 4 days or 5 days time. Otherwise, that fruits or vegetable will get spoiled. So whenever if the harvest at night time is the harvest, next day it has to reach. Next day it has to reach the market. And which market they have to supply the goods, and who is in need of there are a lot of technology.
Okay. So that has to be almost like a marketing system developed.
Yes.
Where the stocks will be there and the number of days of storage probably. I'm just trying to visualize the thing, and where is the demand coming from? How much is the demand, so that they can be dispatched accurately. I mean, yeah.
To solve this, then our challenge of onion at one time 100 rupees and after another 30 days come to 10 rupees, those will get solved.
Yes, certainly, and that must be a very big thing.
Yes,
that must be a really big benefit for the farmers who is the owner of those vegetables and fruits. It must be, okay. So this kind of apps or software or systems need to be built. That is what you feel, to make the processes much smoother and time sensitive also. Yes. I think if we end on this note, I think we have really opened up many windows today as to how this whole big sector, which is the backbone of Indian economy and the backbone of Indian population, I think that can be a very, very big takeaway which we had from you today. And I really, Prabhu, I cannot thank you enough for all the insights which you have given. Really, my thanks go out to you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thanks, Avinanda. But in Samunnati, always we are proud. We are a leading NBFC. We are pioneers in supporting small and marginal farmers and promoting FPO as a concept and guiding them. So we are proud to be in that space.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Prabhu.
Nice.
We'll talk again. Yeah.
Sure. Bye.
Bye.